Oh, right. It's time to get up. Okay, fair enough. Oh, God. Yeah, I know. I feel that way myself. I'm barely awake. Yeah. What? Huh? What? Are you?
You're not buying it, are you?
Not really, no.
See, that's the problem with humans, is, you just take too long to wake up.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
I couldn't help but notice how things have kind of gone a bit, monkey magic.
Monkey magic!
Exactly.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about, though, yeah.
Yeah.
Really gone a little bit monkey.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got big monkeys with the new Kong film. And you've got smaller monkeys with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
What a wonderful day!
There's even that film, is it an Indian film or something? Monkey Man?
Yep, that is totally a thing.
But in the past 15, 20 years, that certain colonies of chimpanzees have been deemed to have entered the Stone Age.
What, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just tool use, it's keeping the tools in a safe place and then getting all of the young together to watch them when they're using them. I think there was another colony somewhere, they've observed them effectively giving votive offerings to a particular tree.
They're worshipping shit.
Oh yeah, rudimentary religion. So I just figured I may as well just bend the knee to our new hairy overlords and go a bit ape.
Yeah. Just as long as it's not a bit Tim Burton-y.
Oh, now you've ruined it.
Wash your hands before dinner.
Maybe movies.
Goooood Arvararv. I think that's where we were earlier in the year.
Yes, indeed. Good Arvararv to everybody.
I've got a feeling that things have kind of suddenly gone full circle, because I'm sure we were on wine at right back at the beginning.
Indeed.
So it looks like I'm back on wine again. Cheers.
Beer.
Cheers. Oh, well met, sir, in our tiny dungeon of delight.
Tiny dungeon.
Yes. I'm starting to wonder if the spider pants don't have, breeze block flip-flops.
That would explain so much.
It would. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Maybe Movies. My name is Max.
Oh, and hi, I'm Sam.
And we are gathered to poke fun at Hollywood and make some theoretical movies.
Just a tiny bit.
We will start where we need to with the most important thing, and that is the results of last month's viewers' poll.
Oh, the poll.
Yes. So thank you everybody who did vote in the poll, and of course stick with us and check out later in the month for this month's polls to vote on what we're going to be doing in May. Yes, so from last month, we did our straight mashup of Army of Darkness and Bedknobs and Broomsticks, which became Bedknobs and Boomsticks.
Great title.
It was a great title with a great picture. It was one of the ones that I didn't have to actually do a picture for.
No, somebody had already done the work for you, mysteriously.
Yes, thank you. Ran the poll, so in all of our usual places. Obviously, Sam and I both voted yes, because we had so much fun with it that it's definitely a maybe movie. We had 2 votes for yes on Instagram.
Okay.
4 votes for yes on Twitter X. A total of 8 votes on the community tab. 2 no, 6 yes. So by a stonking margin of 14-2, Bedknobs and Boomsticks is most definitely a maybe movie, and will be here with our traditional fanfare.
Yep, check it out, folks.
Yes, do. It's a really good episode.
It was worth it.
Yes. You could watch an hour of something else that's shit, or an hour of us having fun.
Lots of it. Lots and lots of fun. Well, that's excellent. That's great. It's good to be vindicated.
It is, definitely. What are we doing? What are we doing this month?
Well, I was thinking, we've done an actor duo. Didn't quite come up with a director duo. We need to work on that one.
Yes.
But I have come up with an idea for a producer duo.
Okay.
How do you feel about the Richard Donner directed but Steven Spielberg produced film The Goonies?
Okay, yeah, I do very much remember the Goonies.
And Mr. Spielberg, he's produced a few movies in his time.
One or two.
You think he might come up with something that could match it?
Yes. I think, yes, I can. And it kind of feeds into something else that we can make an aspect of this, is that it's also, it's produced by Spielberg, but it's also produced by a Spielberg imitator.
Right.
Because I know you can't really call Richard Donner like a protege of Spielberg. That movie feels so much like a Spielberg movie.
Absolutely, yes, it does.
So for that, and it's arguably actually one of his better movies, we'll go with Jar Jar Abrahams' Super 8.
That sounds fantastic.
I think we've got a group of plucky kids who have to solve the problem that the adults can't fix.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
So we've got an idea here.
I mean, there's a few things, there's a few points about it.
A kernel of an idea.
Yes.
Is what I should have said.
There's... What's this?
I don't know. I can't read my handwriting, never mind yours.
Yeah. I noticed with this, and again, it's this thing about Jar Jar and Bad Reboot, where they take something and it's like 7% different so that they can market it themselves. And I never noticed it before, but when they go underground into all of the caves where the alien is,
Yeah.
it's made its home. If you look at the walls of the cave, they look a little bit Geiger.
Let's rock!
I suppose they do. That's a good point. I hadn't really considered that.
I think it was more to do with the lighting on them as well, but it's just the way that they've done the texture on the surface.
Oh, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because, I mean, I suppose the thing is, what are we swapping here? And I thought it might be easier to keep the kids and the families where they belong. And swap our antagonists.
In which we mean from Super 8, the alien, and from the Goonies.
Kind of bending things out of shape a little bit, but I don't know whether we need to swap, because this is set in Ohio. And obviously there's the whole thing with the train.
Yeah.
One-Eyed Willie from being One-Eyed Willie the pirate to One-Eyed Willie the great train robber.
Oh, my goodness. That's like a twofer. Oh, I love it. I love it. Take a star. Yeah, straight away. Okay, yeah.
And obviously, again, just to keep things on point with that, we can also move the Fratellis into the new version of Goonies set in the Super 8 thing. Unless we want to keep them in there. Well, I don't know. Do you think it's going to deform it too much? Do you think
the Goonies has two bad guys. There's One-Eyed Willie and there is the Fratellis.
Yeah.
And I think for the story structure to make any kind of sense, because if you imagine... No, I think the Fratellis have to go. Yeah. I think they have to go over to Super 8. Yeah, I think they do. See, part of me is going, we've got to worry about being on railroads and just basically repeating the movie. But I think it's important to have those two, because one's dead and one's alive. Yes. And so there's a passive and an active antagonist.
Exactly. But it also means we get to have loads of fun. Because again, as we said, especially with Jar Jar being such a protege of Spielberg.
No, that works. Sorry, say that. So Jar Jar is such a protege.
Yeah, that means that we can start borrowing off other things, because again, we're going to be going into caves and stuff, so that means we can start possibly lifting stuff from things like Temple of Doom and things like that.
We are going to die!
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
you know, kind of as this kind of does as itself.
An homage.
Exactly.
Yeah. But actually, I think it works, because the Goonies has an active antagonist and a passive antagonist.
Yes.
And I think there's an argument that Super 8 has the same.
Yes.
Because there's the alien and there's the military.
And the military as well. Yeah, that was the other thing that I was... Yeah, actually, good point, well raised, because that was the other similarity I saw between them. They both have an antagonist who is an authority figure. Obviously, again, with the Goonies, you've got the developers who are moving in, as opposed to as the foil of the military.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah, so the Fratellis are replacing the military, and the alien is replacing Willie.
Yeah.
So it works. I think thematically, we've got a matchup here.
Yeah. My butt and your, butt.
Fantastic.
Yeah, okay, this is good. This works.
Yes.
I think this works.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I do think, could we swap, the families from here for here? But there's so much of their time.
Yes.
It would be making more work for ourselves to do that. So I thought, well, we'll keep the families and our protagonists where they belong. Because it's not just the location. There's so much that works so well for an early 2000s, like the early 2000s kids.
Yeah.
Work well in that setting. And the early 80s kids work well in their setting. I mean, we can also, if we want to, with putting the alien in this, rather than it being a train wreck, they're transporting the thing by sea.
Yeah, yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely.
So we still keep the constituent elements. It's 7% different.
Just 7%. Yeah, I think that's brilliant, because it solves a lot of problems, because we're not having to worry about which of the main cast we're having to swap, which would have been awkward and difficult. We're keeping people where they belong, in their natural environment, where they work well as characters.
And also with the secondary characters as well, it means that all, especially with this, all of the other backstories and things that involve the secondary characters are still in place.
Yeah.
Cheek those slightly.
I just want to clarify something slightly. You were saying about how Super 8 is very 2000s. Mm-hmm. You're aware it's like set in 1979 or 1980?
Yeah, of course. Yes, you're right. No, you're 100%. But they still I think it's because of the drama that's in it makes it feel more like a 2000s thing.
Okay, yes, I see what you mean. Because there's sorts of things that wouldn't necessarily have been tackled in the 80s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, even though there are similarities to kind of that sort of stuff with this, it handles it very differently.
Yeah.
So even though the aesthetics are 70s, it still feels like a noughties movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand what you're saying, yeah.
So in terms of runtime, they're very close. There's like 2 minutes in it.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's 1:47. So that's 1 hour 47. That's 1 hour 49. Looking at acts,
I am reasonably sure with the Goonies, but I'm a bit wobbly with Super 8 where the acts are. But where'd you put yours?
For Super 8.
Super 8, right.
For the end of Act 1, I had two different ones. It was either the discussion about wanting to investigate what happened with the train, which is about 26-27 minutes, which seemed a bit early. Mm-hmm. The other one, which seemed more of a change in tempo, is the gas station, which is at 37 minutes in, which I just labelled as "They Kelvined me."
They Melvined me.
Because I didn't know that was a thing with Jar Jar Abrams. Because obviously it's the Kelvin timeline in Star Trek.
Right.
And the garage is called the Kelvin Garage.
Okay. I actually had the scene, maybe a couple of scenes after the garage. It's the bit when the cops go to talk to the owner the next morning, and then immediately gets a bunch of calls about things going weird all over town. So it sets up like multiple mysteries.
Right. All of the mystery boxes.
But I mean, I'm not really beholden to it. Certainly, it's around about that point. Because things start to change fundamentally, don't they?
What I normally mark down is what I think is as the end of the act. So I thought the end of the scene at the garage would be the end of the act, and the start of Act 2 would be them investigating and then getting the calls. So we're in about the same place.
Yeah, yeah.
End of the Act 2, I had three different ones, and I think it's actually the last one that I had. Again, the first one that I thought, possibly, is when Alice gets taken, but that's only 1 hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah, way too early.
The second one is the evacuation, which is only about 3 minutes later.
No.
The one that I really settled on is where, I can't remember what it is, but somebody says help him, which is at 1 hour and 13 minutes, which leaves about half an hour for the third act. I can't remember why, I just wrote help him. It's a line in the film and it seems so definite, and I can't remember who says it. I don't know why I put it down as help him, but I think it's the point where Alice's dad speaks to...
Oh, right.
And tells him that she's been taken. I think it was that point. After that, when they're in the where they've been evacuated to, and he finds him on the bed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You see, I got mine significantly later.
Okay.
It's when the kids have been taken, and they're on the bus, and the alien attacks the bus and kills the military guy.
Oh God. That's a lot later. That's a long second act. Because that's almost an hour for the second act.
Yes, but the alternative is almost an hour for the third act.
Well, the one that I put down is at 1 hour and 13, so that leaves about half an hour. Because it's 1 hour 47 the film in total. While you're thinking about that, I'm going to speak to those guys at home and say hello and do a very quick shout out.
Oh, okay.
And this is for one of our old friends again, who I must admit I'm terribly sorry we haven't done a shout out for you for quite a while, which is... Sorry. This is for our good friend Kara, otherwise known as the Open-Minded Wanderer, who has been doing stuff since, again, about the same time as us. Started during lockdown, doing stuff from like nature walks in her local area, which is sort of around Wiltshire, around there. And Sam was telling me earlier that she's just started a new series on her channel of walks and things around the Orkneys, was it?
Yes.
Fantastic. So, yeah, do go and check it out. If you just need to see some green and get some local history as well about parts of our fair isles, then do check out Kara's channel, The Open-Minded Wanderer. There'll be a link up here and down in the description below. And as always, Kara, thank you for all of your support and keep up the great work.
Indeed. Thank you.
Do you want to mull over that for a bit and then we can look at Goonies? Or do you want to settle this now?
I think we should settle this now. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I think I'm too beholden to my concept here. So you go ahead. I think we'll go with your one.
No doubt we will rewatch this before we do it. So if we come up with something in then, something else that leaps out, we'll have a look. What did you have for Goonies?
Basically, the beginning of Act 2, it's easier to describe the beginning of Act 2 than the end of Act 1, is the bit when they realise they're under the pipes of the city and they start banging on the pipes, and there's that montage of everything going a bit wacky.
Yeah, I think I was slightly before that. I had it when they go into the tunnel, but yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. The end of Act 2 would be when they go down the water slide and end up in the cave where Willie's ship is.
Yes, I counted it as the end of the last scene of Act 2 is playing the bones, which is just before they go down the slide, so yes.
So
fantastic.
Pretty easy.
It is. So we have Super Goonies and the 8.
It's what we're left with, isn't it? I don't really know what else we could come up with under the circumstances.
No. So the Goonies becomes the Super Goonies. Mm-hmm. And then this just becomes the 8.
Yes.
And that kind of works as well, is because they're going to have to be super to take on...
Oh, yeah, this is a different kind of level.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
This is a different level of challenge for them.
As always, which one do you want to do first?
I'm going to be honest, I don't mind.
I think we go with the 8.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So in the same way that Super 8 is a reference to the camera, and if we're going to be instead of making One Eye Willie the great train robber, the most famous train that he robbed was the number 8.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That works.
But I think we go with this. I think. I don't know. Let's keep the Goonies for the finale, if you like.
Okay, that's cool with me.
Yeah, I think this one is going to take a little bit more feeling around with.
You are aware this motion picture is shown in feel around? Yes.
They're both going to.
Oh, yes.
Let's tackle the one that's possibly going to be a little bit more cerebral first.
Okay.
And then we can just have fun with the other one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So, join us back here not next Friday, it'll be the Friday after, as we take the kids from Super 8, trying to track down One-Eyed Willie, the notorious train robber of the Old West. And until then, have a great couple of weeks, look after each other, and yourselves as well.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Do the truffle shuffle. Come on!
Ba 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 ba.